Morning, everybody. Welcome to the digestive system. We're going to jump in and talk about the structures and functions of the digestive system. This is a picture from your textbook at the very beginning, talking about eating, which is a wonderful pleasure, but digesting is a very complex process which takes the coordinated effort of many different organs. So let's look at the major functions of the digestive system. So the very first one would be ingestion, where we're taking food into the body. This is typically done by eating. So you put food in your mouth, you then swallow that food down. We're going to have motility. Motility is the movement of material. So material moves in the mouth. We have our tongue and our teeth and our cheeks that help to move the material around. The food is going to continue to be motile as it moves down through the pharynx, the esophagus, into the stomach. In the stomach, we have a lot of mixing going on, and then it still moves even as it goes through the small and large intestines. Secretion. So we have secretions being produced in our mouth, saliva, in our stomach, gastric juice, in our small intestines, and from the pancreas, from the liver, in the large intestines, that are going to help in either breaking down the materials or maintaining the proper environment for enzymatic reactions to work, and also to help move materials easier, make it easy for things to move through the system. Then we have ingestion. Oh, I'm sorry, not ingestion. There we go. Then we have digestion. Digestion is the mechanical or chemical breakdown of the materials that we take in. So we start mechanical digestion in our mouth, and we actually start chemical digestion as well in our mouth of certain types of materials. Absorption occurs as materials move from our GI tract into our blood, and so the majority of absorption occurs in our small intestines. And then materials that are waste products are going to be eliminated from the body through defecation. So what are the structures of the digestive system? There is a tube called the GI tract that is composed of the major organs of digestion, which includes the mouth, oral cavity here, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestines, the large intestines, the rectum and anus, okay? But then we also have, and this is where food moves in, where mechanical and chemical digestion occur, where absorption occurs, so all the processes occur, defecation, okay? But we have a lot of accessory structures that without them, we wouldn't have a very good digestive system. So we have lots of accessories. Our teeth and our tongue and our salivary glands are all accessory organs that are found in the mouth, and they're very important. If we move down, we have in the abdominal cavity, we have the liver, the gallbladder, that are both very important in digestion, and then we have the pancreas right here, which you don't see a lot of, but you see a small portion right there, which sits right under the stomach. The digestive system, or the GI tract, has 4 basic layers. You have a mucosal membrane, so that's the innermost layer. This is going to be lined predominantly by columnar epithelium. That some of the columnar epithelium is going to have microvilli on it in the intestines to increase surface area. This is all of the columnar epithelium is going to be part of the mucosal membrane, and so a mucous membrane contains lots of mucus or mucosal cells that can secrete mucins to maintain that mucus environment, okay? We then have a submucosal membrane. So the submucosal membrane, again, contains mucosal glands to help in maintaining or in keeping a nice thick mucousy environment that will help materials move easily, but also will trap any potential pathogens. We have the muscularis, which is going to be either found in 2 or 3 layers, depending. And then the outermost layer is the serosa. This is that serous membrane that surrounds our digestive system, and in general, the majority of organs in our abdominal cavity. So this is known as the peritoneal membrane. And so here you can see the peritoneal membrane surrounds our digestive organs. It surrounds a lot of our other organs as well. There are some organs that you can see that are not surrounded by the peritoneal membrane. So our pancreas is an example. Our kidneys are also examples. They are considered retroperitoneal. The digestive system has its own nervous system associated with it. And so this nervous system is part of the autonomic nervous system, which means we don't have any control over it. It is automatic. Autonomic is automatic. And it is known as the enteric nervous system. So this is found within the submucosal and the muscularis region. So you have a submucosal plexus and a myenteric plexus. Together, they help to maintain they help to maintain the movement of materials and secretions, so the digestive system works very effectively. It will help in controlling movement of materials, controlling or closing off areas so that food doesn't move too fast, or opening up those areas so food can move through. Helps in producing saliva so that we can start chemical digestion in our mouth. So there's a lot of functions of this enteric nervous system. And the enteric nervous system, we're going to watch a video on it at some point that will show how important it is to not only digestive health, but also nervous system health. Let's look at the upper GI tract organs then. So upper GI tract includes the organs from the mouth, from the oral cavity, all the way through to the stomach. And so we have this oral cavity, which contains your tongue, your teeth, and salivary glands. This is where mechanical and chemical digestion starts, depending. So mechanical digestion always, chemical digestion depending on what you're putting in your mouth. So we have chemical digestion of starch occurs here. Food is going to be mixed with saliva, and we're going to produce a soft ball called a food bolus that we can then push into the pharynx. The pharynx then is the region known as our throat. There are 3 parts to the pharynx. There's the nasopharynx, there is the oropharynx, and then there's the laryngopharynx. Food moves from the mouth into the oropharynx, through the laryngopharynx, and then into the esophagus. So this tube is where it's going to move to. when this happens, the uvula moves up and covers the nasal cavity. The epiglottis moves down and covers the trachea. So everything moves effectively because of how our organs are put together. Then we have the esophagus, which is this long tube here. The esophagus is going to move that bolus from the pharynx all the way to the stomach. We have an upper esophageal sphincter that opens for the pharynx to move in, and we have a lower esophageal sphincter that opens to allow food to move into the stomach. And then the stomach itself is going to move materials via a mixing process where food just moves back and forth, and it mixes with gastric juice. And this is going to break the food down even further mechanically into a liquid form called chyme. So I'm going to stop this video here. It's been 11 minutes, and that's a nice sized video for the first part of the digestive system, and I'll get the next video moving in just a few minutes. Bye.